I promise you none of these niggas gonna beat me. None of them. I'm gonna make an example out of Teo. That's the only thing I love. I promise they gonna love.
Honestly, the most flawless from 123 all the way down to 114. Since then, he's had his shares of victories.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Boxing Insider. January 31st is almost here, and we're about to witness something special. Shakur Stevenson is moving up to 140 pounds to face Teofimo Lopez at Madison Square Garden, and both camps are going absolutely crazy with their preparation. This isn't just another fight. This is two of the best fighters in the world meeting in their prime, and the winner walks away as a superstar. Let's get inside both camps and see what's really happening.
I got a lot of heart. This guy's good. This guy's the next Floyd Mayweather. There's nothing else that they could say bad about me no more. For somebody who's never seen me fight before, I think I'm a master of my craft. If you want to see art, come watch me. That was 9 rounds of sparring. I ain't gonna tell y'all the minutes, but yeah, I'm preparing to my fullest. Putting in a lot of work and getting ready. That's why he's always wrong.
Shakur Stevenson is a different fighter right now. He's bulked up, added muscle, and he's training harder than ever before. His whole mindset is simple. Nobody can beat him. In training footage, you can hear Shakur saying,
Bass, I promise you none of these niggas gonna beat me. None of them. I'm gonna make an example out of Teo. That's the only thing I love. I promise they gonna love.
That's not trash talk. That's real confidence from a fighter who knows exactly what he's doing. The sacrifices Shakur is making are serious. Time away from his family, discipline every single day, brutal workouts that would break most people. He keeps asking the same question during training. First,
Fucked up. Work hard. Sacrifices, discipline, time away from my family. How you gonna beat me? Ain't no way you can beat me that way, bro. Keep saying I'm the best. Because I don't want this shit with it. I know it. I know it. I want this shit so bad. So bad. Shit easy, yeah.
Easy, man.
Easy.
Always easy, man.
You already know.
Always easy, man.
This supposed to be a sprint.
Let's go.
This ain't no sprint.
No, it's a job. Let's go. We ready.
when a fighter talks like that, it's because the work is already done. The gym sessions don't lie. But here's where things get really interesting. Shakur brought in Terrence Crawford to help him prepare, not just for one session. They've been training together consistently, and Crawford is giving Shakur everything he knows. Crawford is one of the smartest fighters in boxing history, and now he's helping Shakur get ready for the biggest fight of his life. Shakur talked about training with Crawford and said it was a hell of an experience. You get that type of knowledge, that type of IQ. Crawford isn't just throwing punches with Shakur, he's teaching him how to think like a champion, how to stay calm when pressure comes, how to adjust when things don't go as planned. Keyshawn Davis, who trains with Shakur all the time, explained what it's like.
With Shakur is amazing. A guy like me been knowing Shakur for over 10 years now. The boxing world know that we brothers and we'll never fight each other. And just being around him in his camp, man, it's nothing but positive energy. And everybody wanting to be great. He's like my big brother, man. Like, he is my big brother, honestly. You know, he got all the wisdom in the world, especially when it comes to defense. So he's just making sure I stay sharp on my defense and not getting...
The sparring strategy changed completely for this camp. They're not using partners who just move around anymore. They're bringing in guys who pressure hard and come forward, just like Teofimo does. Shakur is practicing slipping punches by inches, rolling shots off his shoulders, and countering with perfect timing. But this time, there's more urgency. He's not just outboxing his partners, he's pressing the pace, testing his stamina, and forcing tough exchanges. They did 9 rounds of sparring in one session, and Shakur looked sharp the entire time. His coach said something important. He gets better by the hour. Soon he'll be invincible. That confidence from the corner tells you everything. This camp is going perfectly. Now let's talk about Teofimo Lopez, because his camp is intense in a completely different way. Teofimo had a rough childhood in boxing. He would cry during sparring and actually run away from his father. The cops had to look for him when he was only 8 years old. He was so hard on himself that he hated losing more than anything. But that kid grew up, and now he's one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport.
Ooh, that's a nice bag. I'm used to it. Sparring, man, it was just really bad because I wanted to impress my father the most. When I didn't perform at my best with him, or if I got hit and I didn't like it and I started crying, I would run away. I literally would run away from my father and everybody. They would look for me. This is me at 8 years old running away, my father having to call the cops, and I put my father through a lot of mess. You know, and I would cry all the time. I would embarrass him because I would cry while he was in the corner. I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And that's why I never really liked sparring. It wasn't because of that I wasn't good enough. I believe it was just the fact that I was so hard on myself.
There you go. 7. There you go. Put another level back. Beautiful. You gotta relax. You gotta go back.
Teofimo's training right now is all about control. He's doing chest and triceps work, shadow boxing with weights, keeping his body loose. Then, later in the day, he boxes with 18-ounce gloves for an hour straight with no breaks. He's pushing himself to see how far he can go. His team says he's God-gifted, and they're implementing a lot of different things for this camp. You gotta do things in there that people have never seen. The nutrition is strict, more protein than ever before, more meals throughout the day, everything organic, no junk food at all, watermelon for hydration, Japanese yams for energy, lean proteins for muscle. His team controls everything he eats to make sure he's at his absolute best on nightfall.
Nutritionist is anonymous. They're giving me a lot more protein than the previous camps. I'm actually having more meals in between rather than before.
I've been with him ever since he started boxing, which was at 6. I really knew that he was really good when he started beating professional fighters at 13, 14 years old.
Between me and Shakur, when we were under top rank, because we were the next rising stars, we sparred. We did only 3 rounds back in Miami in 2016. I was getting the best out of him. You should have seen afterwards. Why do you think he said stop? He said stop recording. Come on, dog.
Considered by many as the pound-for-pound king, Lomachenko!
I want him to chase Loma because I knew that if we missed that opportunity, we would have never got him.
And he has done it. The takeover has begun.
I won my first world title at 22, and it's like I don't get what I...
But here's the really interesting part about Teofimo's camp. They're teaching him to be patient. That sounds simple, but for Teofimo, it's the hardest thing in the world. He loves to explode, throw big shots, and look for the knockout. Against Shakur, that won't work. So now they're making him throw smaller punches, cut off the ring slowly, and stay disciplined even when nothing flashy is happening. The early rounds are everything. If Teofimo can disrupt Shakur's confidence early, he has a real chance. Teofimo talked about his mindset and said, "Shakur got it coming, man. I joke around with the public, but man, he'll find out when we're in that ring January 31st. He'll find out." That's not anger, that's focus. The experts are split on this fight, and their opinions are fascinating. Antonio Tarver gave Teofimo a real chance. He said Teofimo still has gifts that can't be trained. Speed, strength, explosiveness. Those things are just there naturally.
Tarver explained that fighters with Lopez's athletic ability only need one opening to change a fight completely.
Possess?
Yeah. I mean, smart money would be on the boxer, Shakur Stevenson, winning the decision. But, if Lopez can make this fight, a lot tougher than expected, and he's going to have to exchange with Shakur. He's a fast fighter. We don't know who's the quickest or fastest here. You have to give the speed edge to Shakur. But if Lopez can punch with this fast guy, make him a little bit cautious and a little bit leery of what's coming back, that serves him well. But Teofimo is one of the best conditioned fighters out there. If this fight goes late, you can expect him to be pushing forward round 9, 10, and 11 if it goes late.
Yeah, a big question is always like what Teo is going to show up. And like when everyone's counted out Teo, it's actually been the times where he's like upset people, like against Lomachenko or against Josh Taylor, fights to the level of his competition. And I've been thinking like, hey, if we get the best version of Teo, like the Teo that showed up for those fights, does that Teo beat the best Shakur?
It would have, I think that's the only chance he got, is to really be his ultra self, doing all the things that makes him Teofimo Lopez. The footwork could be a major advantage for him. Being able to get inside. A lot of times he fights free. He don't really have a style. He does what it takes. And he's a gutsy fighter. Real gutsy. He's not going to be leery to take chances. He's a gambler in there. You know what I'm saying? So he's a live underdog, I would say. A live underdog, but if he's to win this fight, I think he has to probably...
He thinks the smart money is on Shakur winning a decision, but if Teofimo makes it tough and rough, anything can happen. And if the fight goes late to rounds 9, 10, and 11, expect Teofimo pushing forward because he's one of the best conditioned fighters out there. Zab Judah sees it totally differently. He thinks Shakur is going to dominate. Judah called it annihilation and decapitation when asked for his prediction. He said, "You can't beat what you can't hit," and described Shakur as moving like he's out of the Matrix Part 3. Judah believes Teofimo is a good fighter with skills, but Shakur's style will break him up piece by piece. He thinks the fight will be closer than people expect, but Shakur's skills will overwhelm Teofimo eventually. Tim Bradley broke down the technical side perfectly. He talked about footwork being the key to everything. Teofimo has a pattern where he pauses slightly before he explodes forward. Bradley said,
"I understand that, but it's the feet. The feet is what gets you in position to be able to land those shots. Footwork is extremely important. When I look at both these guys, and I look at Shakur's footwork, I look at Teo's footwork, and what I noticed about Teo's footwork in particular is that in order to be able to throw the amount of power that he has, I've noticed with Teo, there's always a subtle pause before he actually explodes. And Teo's a guy that likes to explode into contact, like to explode into his opponents, man, to land his offense. Fast, twitchy type muscles, fibers, he's extremely fast. Some may say that, his twitchiness kind of reminds him of like Roy Jones' type of, movements, how quick he's able to close that distance on his opposition.
That split second is when Shakur can move. Bradley explained that when Teofimo takes a big step in, Shakur will take a big step back. The fighter who controls the distance controls the fight, and Shakur is a master at controlling distance. He takes away your positioning, takes away your feet, and keeps you off balance the whole time. Lonnie B called it a 50-50 fight. He said both guys are extraordinary talents, but you never know which Teofimo shows up. The version that beat Josh Taylor was incredible, playing with him and styling on him. But Teofimo has been inconsistent since the Kambosos loss. Lonnie thinks Shakur can't lay on the ropes like he usually does. He needs to be active, because once Teofimo gets in his groove, he's a hard train to stop. Dan Rafael added important context. Both fighters are Olympians. Teofimo fought for Honduras. Shakur won silver for Team USA. They were both at top rank together, both rising stars at the same time. They even sparred 3 rounds back in 2016 in Miami. Teofimo claims he was getting the best out of him and that Shakur said, "Stop recording" afterward. That sparring session is part of the story now. This fight belongs at Madison Square Garden. Teofimo is from Brooklyn. Shakur is from Newark, which is just a 5-minute train ride away. This is New York versus New Jersey. Packed house, no neutral crowd. Just pure pressure and energy. The Garden hasn't had a major fight in the main arena for a while, and this is the perfect fight to bring that energy back. Shakur explained why he made this fight happen.
This is the fight that I've been kind of waiting for my entire life. I didn't have to make this fight. This fight, I could have just stayed at 135 pounds. I made this fight happen because I know Teo is one of the guys at 140, but he got a big resume, big accomplishments. And I know there's going to be some doubt with people and fans when I go fight this guy. Gonna be people that really believe that this guy's gonna beat me. I'm not on the level that I think I am and I say I am. So I made this fight for that reason. My competitive edge kind of kicked in when I went into.
If Shakur wins, he becomes a 4-weight world champion at just 28 years old. That separates him from almost everyone in this generation. He said, "That 4-weight world champion, it means everything to me. That's me separating myself. A lot of these guys that they claim as the guys nowadays, none of them couldn't say that they are a 4-weight world champion." But Shakur also sees weaknesses in Teofimo. He won't say what they are, but he's confident.
He got a lot of weaknesses, though. He's a very good fighter, but I do see a lot of weaknesses. He's not going to correct them overnight. It's going to be the same Teo that we done seen 1,000 times before. He's going to come out there trying to perform highly, and I'm going to take advantage of it. But as far as the weaknesses, I'm going to keep them to myself.
January 31st at Madison Square Garden. 2 elite fighters in their absolute prime. Shakur Stevenson's technical mastery against Teofimo Lopez's explosive power. One will leave as a superstar. The other will have serious questions to answer. This is the kind of fight boxing needs right now.